Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Ida and I'm a photographer and videographer from Sweden, based in Mallorca, Spain. And I'm mostly shooting weddings and real estate. And in this video, I'm going to show you what I have in my camera bag 2020 when I shoot and film weddings and portraits. And I've been wanting to do this video since the beginning of this year when everyone was doing these kinds of videos, but I didn't have the time. And now I'm in quarantine and complete lockdown here in Spain. I mean, if I can manage to get it done now, I will never get it done. So let's try this. First things first, my cameras. And I've got two Sony A7III. One of them is on the tripod and filming me right now. The other one is in here and I'm going to show it to you real quick. Here it is. As I mentioned, I have two of these. It made a lot of sense to have the exact same setup. When I do it myself, when I'm on a photo shoot myself, I can have two different lenses on and just switch really quickly. And when I am on shoots with my partner, Andreas, we can have one each. And we can, if we have one camera as our main film camera or video camera and the other one as our photo camera, then we can just switch in between us really easily. And he's not really, comfortable or used to using different types of cameras. So I thought it made more sense to have the exact same setup for us both. We're also actually getting a third one, and it will probably be the Sony A7III. We've done a lot of research, but since we have a lot of postponed and canceled weddings at the moment, we're thinking we're gonna just wait until we have the first wedding of the season, which will be in June, I think, hopefully. So yeah, it didn't make sense to do any purchases right now, so we're gonna wait until then and yeah, to complete our collection. At the moment, I'm using the kit lens a lot, a 28 to 70 millimeter lens. And I mean, it's not the sharpest and aperture is varying when you zoom in and out, and it's very frustrating. So that's why I'm going to upgrade. I'm going to get the Sigma 24 to 70 2.8 and I can't wait, but that's also a purchase that has to wait now when all of our weddings are being postponed. So yeah, when I have those two things and also a couple of lenses for the APS-C sensor camera, then everything is set. But we have to wait, unfortunately. This is another one that I use a lot, and it's a 70 to 200 millimeter lens, 4.0. I like the sharpness, I like the quality. It's an amazing focal range that you're going to need both for photo and video. And it's a perfect focal length to put on a tripod so that you can keep your camera on a good distance but still capture the couple beautifully during the ceremony. And I also love it for guest reaction and for the reception when you can't be right up in people's faces, Then onto my portrait lenses, and then I have a 50 millimeter. This one. It's the cheapest one that you can get, a really good budget choice. But it's not the sharpest, so if you are really particular about that, then you should get another one. But I mean, I've never felt that it's been, too unsharp to deliver a photo to a client or anything, so it's a good budget choice. And then I have the 85 millimeter, which is my favorite for portraits and also my partner Andreas' favorite for portraits. And it's perfect when you have this beautiful backdrop, when you really want the background to come closer to your subjects or like to be more compressed. I will show you a couple of examples so that you can see what I mean. It's a really good lens that I use for both video and photo. But I mean, it's not super versatile. It's good for portrait sessions, but it's not good for anything else basically because you can't zoom in and out. It's very narrow. If you're in a small place, you're gonna be right up in people's faces. So then I would recommend a 50 millimeter. So yeah, both of these lenses are quite affordable, so I really recommend them both actually. But at least I would have one prime lens as a minimum. And yeah, I do have a flash too. Here it is, but I don't use it much. I bought it mostly for real estate, for weddings. When it's dark, I mean, I try to stay with natural light, but sometimes I will pop this out as well. So it's always good to have a flash as well as a backup when you can't use natural light. And for when I film videos, I have this little light behind me that I bring sometimes, but I don't like to mess sort of with the setting of the place, because the wedding couple and the wedding planner and everything, they've, you know, put a lot of thought and planning behind the light and the atmosphere. And I've seen some videographers that just put up lamps and lights. It looks like a movie set, you know, and I wouldn't do that, but it could be good to have a couple of small ones that you can put here and there, or just hold up beside your camera or put it on top of your camera for maybe the party or something when people are way too drunk to remember anything anyway. But yeah, I wouldn't invest in like a lot of lamps for weddings. This is the photography basic equipment. And for video as well, I have a tripod. It's the one that I'm filming on right now. Doesn't matter what brand you have, you just need to have something steady and something that you can use for the ceremony. And I've seen some people putting sliders on as well on a tripod that you can do, but at minimum have a tripod. It can be a really simple one. And then I also have, yeah, it's over there. Maybe you've already seen it. It's the Zhiyun Crane 2. Let's go and get it. I use this for first look, for the ceremony. Yeah, I use this for a lot of things. When you sort of don't have the time to try to get a smooth handheld shot, then you know that you can get it, you know, first thing with this one. You don't have to do a lot of advanced gimbal movements. You get a long way with just doing a, you know, steady, smooth push in. So, you know, I don't do a lot of advanced things with this, but you can. I really like, it's not with this one, but is it the Ronin S that can sort of roll around? I really love that. But I mean, things like that you only use like once or twice in every video, because you can't do super over the top things all the time, because that will take a lot of focus from the story and from the actual video and the emotion and everything. So you don't have to be afraid to get a gimbal because it looks too technical or anything. You just need to, you know, learn how to balance it and then learn how to do a smooth push in. That's all you need to learn basically. And it will up your production and the quality of the video. There are two more categories when it comes to video that is essential, and that's audio and NG filters. And let's start with audio. Right now I'm using Rode Wireless Go with the smart lav mic, and that's actually this combo that I'm using here. And it looks like this. But if you use it with the smart lav mic from Rode, you need to have an adapter because it's supposed to go directly with smartphones. And I do have other lav mics, but every time I'm doing interviews and stuff, people have always preferred to have this because it's a lot smaller and it's a lot less visible. So it's a really good mic if you get an adapter. And yeah, this is what it looks like. This goes, this goes on the camera and this goes on the subject, and you can actually use this as a mic. But as I said, you can use it with a lav mic, which I prefer, but I've used it like this as well. And the sound is okay. I will swap these though for Tascams because they lose connection easily. If the person with this mic on them turns around or someone comes in the way, the connection can be lost, and so they're not very reliable on weddings. So do not rely on these. Get Tascams instead. That's what I'm going to do. And they come in both white and black, which is perfect because you can have a white one and put on the bride. And audio is very important for me and the kind of videos that I like to create. So for me, it's really essential to invest in good sound. I also have this mic. Where is it? Here. And this is perfect for ambient sound and when several people are talking. But it's not perfect for interviews and stuff. And if you have to be really close to someone to get a good sound with this. So yeah, I wouldn't rely on this either, but it's a good backup mic to have. And yeah, good for vlogs and everything. So it's good to have as a backup in your wedding camera bag as well. And then we have the anti-filters. And I strongly recommend you to get the variable ones. And this one is from Gobi. And as you can see, whoops, sorry, now I got some fingerprints on them as well. You can see there that it's, you know, changes. And I think that's really important to have. If you don't know what anti-filter does, they allow you to lower the shutter speed, which gives you a lot more beautiful motion blur. On sunny days here in Mallorca, you need to bump up your shutter speed really high, and I don't like the look of that. So it's very crucial to have the anti-filters to get that look that I want to have. Or if you don't want to bump up the shutter speed, you have to bump up the aperture, and that's also a style I don't want. I did that on a wedding once, and we had like a very high aperture on this lens, which was fine because it was a ceremony and you could see some guests and the surroundings. So it wasn't super important to have a low aperture, but for portraits and everything else where you want this kind of a shallow depth of field and yeah, that type of look, you need to have anti-filter. So I'm gonna do place a big order at the Gobi website and get lenses filters for all of my lenses. So that was it. This is what I have in my camera bag in 2020 as a wedding photographer and videographer, and what gear I will have in my camera bag this year. And as soon as I'm out of this quarantine, I will enjoy my freedom like you can't even imagine. And I will get all of the lenses and equipment that I want to have. Yeah. And I'm also looking forward to moving houses. We will move to an apartment close to the sea in Palma, and I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, a lot. So a lot of good things are coming, and I hope it will for you as well. I hope that you're enduring this quarantine or lockdown or social isolation or whatever you're going through right now, wherever you are. So please let me know what's in your camera bags in 2020 and what gear you would like to upgrade to. And yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. If you want to see more from me, please hit the like button and consider subscribing. That would make me very happy, and I promise you it won't go almost 2 years until my next upload. So thank you for being here with me, and I'll see you soon.